Hey guys, good morning. It's Dr. Lisa. Sorry, technical difficulties. There we go. Good morning. It's Dr. Lisa on this Friday, coming to you live with a next clip in a series of daily support for you as you navigate these uncertain and definitely uncharted waters. As a busy primary care practice in Tampa, Florida, we are addressing the needs and questions that come up daily, and I am feeling the drive to share it with all of you. So I have gone through research, tried to synthesize what I feel is the most relevant, the most interesting, and then I'm sending you a tip of something you can do right away, and ending with an affirmation, because my practice truly blends traditional with the integrative and spiritual side to healing. And right now more than ever, I think that the spiritual side is super important, and I'm going to explain why. So the data that came out that I've seen over the past few days is that they've been able to isolate that patients with certain types of a specific antibody or a specific immune marker called HLA are likely to have either worse or better outcomes. They haven't delineated this yet, so this is hot off the press. They've just seen a trend. Honestly, I give props to whoever in the world thought to test that, really, because we're so new in this world of COVID-19 that being able to track that something as obscure as an HLA typing would lead to different outcomes is fascinating to me. But it brought up the whole concept of autoimmunity in general, and talking about, even though I can't tell you again, which type is making people less likely to have severe outcomes versus others, it just brings up that any type of autoimmunity is really compromising your immune system. So whether or not you have an autoimmune problem, it all ties in to your gut. When I describe leaky gut, I tell my patients your bowels have this huge surface area. They're in touch with the bloodstream along the way, and if they're not happy and healthy, those cells, they become leaky. There's now a medical term called increased intestinal permeability, and holes come into that lining, and then food particles and chemicals can flood up and go into your bloodstream and overload your liver and cause generalized inflammation and eventually autoimmunity, because a lot of these toxins may resemble things like thyroid gland, or may resemble other parts of the body that the body will then prompt an immune system response against. So rheumatoid arthritis, MS. So, we know that to optimize the way that patients function with these autoimmune conditions, we need to go back to the microbiome and to the environment in your gut. More importantly is that not just sick or diagnosed patients, but all of you need to be paying attention to your microbiome and to your gut, because if it is not happy, healthy, and balanced, you're more at risk for a worse outcome with COVID-19. So what you can do, most of you should be or have thought about taking probiotics. I find in this day and age with my patients that most people do benefit from having a blend that includes something called Saccharomyces. Saccharomyces is a little bit stronger for yeast. Most of us have an imbalance where we have too much yeast and bad bacteria. I describe it as the inmates ruling the asylum in the gut. And the police that are supposed to be maintaining control are the probiotics. So if we can get more of those good guys in, we can actually crowd out the bad ones. And right now, that may be the easiest thing you can do is if you're not on a high quality probiotic that also contains Saccharomyces, I would suggest that you do that. And we're trying to get our website up and running so you can order it. You should be able to order on our website now. But just anywhere, something that includes a higher number of active cultures, but also Saccharomyces as a strain. And then also when you have leaky gut, remember that food particles are not, so food is not being digested and absorbed appropriately, and food particles that were supposed to go out with your poop are crossing into the bloodstream, and then your body can take something as benign or healthy even as organic spinach and create an immune reaction to it. So it doesn't matter what you're eating, it's whatever you're eating the most of. So when we heal leaky gut here at the clinic, it's a definitive process. It takes 6 to 8 weeks. We can get into that another time. But just be aware that what you're putting in your mouth right now while you're home is even more important than ever, because most of us still are dealing with some inflammation in the bowel, and whatever we're eating is getting into the bloodstream, okay? So those are the couple of tips in Science Review that I wanted to talk about today. And just to get in a real quick spiritual note about autoimmune diseases, I do feel there's a connection where there is a lack of self-love. There's a deep-seated unworthiness that a lot of us hold deep, and a lot of times it's subconscious. We don't know where it came from. Sometimes it could even be that it was your mom's when you're in utero, or you're a young child and something was said and you held on to it. And that deep-seated unworthiness, lack of self-love, can actually promote or lead to a state in your energy field and physical body that's more welcome to the development of autoimmune diseases. So we want to work on that just as much as we want to get our probiotic with Saccharomyces, okay? So to end, thank you for joining me for this brief clip today. I hope it was useful. I'm going to end with an affirmation that is on point with what we're talking about. And that affirmation is, I love myself without judgment. That's the big one, the without judgment, okay? I love myself without judgment. Work on that one today and over the weekend, and I look forward to being with everyone, connecting, navigating these crazy times on Monday.